In today's video, I will show you how to make a carrot cake with over 90 grams of protein. For this recipe, you will need two separate bowls, one for dry and one for wet ingredients. Starting with dry ingredients, place the bowl on a scale and then add in 100 grams of oat flour. You don't need to buy oat flour, you can simply add 100 grams of oats into a blender or food processor and mix it on high for about 60 seconds or so until it turns into a fine flour. Next, I will add for flavor 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of ground ginger. Then, to add protein, I will also add in 50 grams of vanilla whey protein powder. A lot of people are negative towards protein powder, even though it's basically milk. Cheese manufacturers add a substance called rennet to milk to separate casein from the liquid whey. Casein is mostly processed into cheese, while the liquid whey gets dehydrated and turned mostly into protein powder. So as you can see, protein powder is basically concentrated milk and not some weird lab food that a lot of people think. Okay, next is sweetener, and I like to add erythritol. It doesn't have the bitter aftertaste that stevia does. I will add in 30 grams to the bowl, followed up by half a teaspoon of baking powder and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and lastly a pinch of salt. Give this a whisk so the leaveners are evenly distributed within the entire batter. Next up, the wet ingredients. But before that, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 F. Place the second bowl on a scale and add in 1 whole egg with 100 grams of egg whites. If you don't have access to egg whites or don't want to waste the yolk, you can simply add 2 more eggs instead of the whites. It will add 100 extra calories. Then add in 2 teaspoons or 10 grams of vanilla extract, followed up by plain skyr or fat-free Greek yogurt. 100 grams goes into the bowl. I will also add in 100 grams of fat-free or skimmed milk, and lastly, the star of today's video, the carrots. I'm going to add 2 medium-sized carrots. Try to aim for 150 to 200 grams of peeled carrots. Also, don't cut off the root yet. There is a nice safe space for the next step, which is taking a box grater and grating the carrots in the smallest hole of your grater. If you buy pre-shredded ones, watch out for very finely shredded carrots. A lot of store-bought shredded carrots are kind of thick, which isn't very pleasant in a cake. Okay, give this a stir until everything is combined, and then put the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and mix again. There is no need to carefully fold this like with all-purpose flour batters. There is no gluten in here, so no need to be careful when mixing. Now, as a baking dish, I will use my glass meal prep containers. They are not only great for meal prep dishes, but also for basically all the cakes on my channel. The Amazon link is in the description. Also, here's a quick tip. If you take parchment paper and press it to a ball, it is a lot easier to place it into any baking form. Don't forget to cut off any excess parchment paper, or it could touch the heat elements in your oven and burn. Transfer the batter into the baking dish and bake this in your preheated oven for anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes. In the meantime, let me thank the sponsor of today's video, the Blendercap, the world's most powerful and compact portable blender. This blender with an 18,000 RPM motor delivers the power to destroy ice, frozen fruits, and solid foods with premium kitchen-grade 18/8 stainless steel blades. This is built to last with an aircraft-grade 6061 precipitation-hardened aluminum airlay enclosure. It can be charged like your phone wherever you access a USB or USB-C charger, and it fits screws and other popular white mouth bottles from brands like Hydro Flask to keep drinks cold for up to 24 hours. For example, I added milk, some frozen fruit, I used raspberries, then a handful walnuts, and lastly a scoop of protein powder. Add the blender cap on top and now simply double click the button and wait for 25 seconds. And now look at this gorgeous smoothie, and it also tastes pretty good. Blend anything anywhere with the blender cap. Go check out cruiselife.com and order your blender cap today. While the cake is baking, you can make an optional frosting. For that, I will add 5 grams of erythritol to a small bowl along with the juice of half a lemon. Give this a stir and then add in 10 grams of vanilla whey protein powder, casein will work as well, 30 grams of skyr, and 60 grams of fat-free cream cheese. Mix everything for about 30 seconds until smooth. This is a basic frosting and you can customize it by adding orange juice or strawberries. Now, the carrot cake should be ready. The safest way to check if a cake is done is with a food thermometer. This is a highly recommended kitchen tool, and the interior of the cake should reach around 90 to 95 degrees Celsius or 200 F. Remove the cake from the baking dish and let it cool down for about 30 minutes. Don't slice it into pieces yet, and please don't throw away the top of the cake if it looks burnt. Give it a try first and you will see that it's full of flavor and doesn't taste burnt at all. Now cut a slice and look how beautiful, moist and fluffy this carrot cake looks. And it tastes absolutely incredible even without the frosting. With the frosting on top, it becomes the ultimate protein carrot cake that you need to try. The entire cake with the frosting comes in with 957 calories, 98 grams of carbs, 17 grams of fat and 91 grams of protein. If you like this recipe, you need to check out my newly released cookbook that will help you lose weight and build muscle. Over 150 recipes are already in this book. everything from breakfast to lunch to dessert, and the best part is that you will receive every recipe update for free once you've purchased the book. It's a once-in-a-lifetime investment into your health. Link is in the description.